Hi folks, wanted to take you through this probability theory, calculating or working theoretical versus experimental probabilities. You'll need a couple of dice at home for this, or you can actually generate this yourself by looking at a Google dice program, which I shall put in the instructions, so you've already got that. So let's go back to our theoretical probabilities. Oh, let's go back to here. There we go. There I found myself. So we're going to just look at these, putting in these probabilities, and we're going to complete this first table first. This is purely theory. So the first one here is we can have a score from 2 to 12 here on 2 dice. It's 2 dice, and the first that we could have a 1 and a 1 makes 2, or a 6 and a 6 makes 12. They're the maximum we can have. But the different combination scores, let's go on here. So first of all, to get a 2, we can have a 1 and a 1. To get a 3, we can have a 2 and a 1, or a 1 and a 2. And the reason we can reverse this is we need to think about the dice being 2 separate colored dice. There's my 1 and 2, which makes up 3, but I can also have a 2 and a 1, which makes up 3. So I need to think about the different ways those numbers are reversible. Obviously, it doesn't count for a 1 and a 1, as there's only one way of getting that. So when we have our 4, we're going to be able to have our 2 and 2, which is going to be able to have that once. And then we're going to have a 3 and a 1, and then also a 1 and a 3. And this is going to be for a 5, a 3 and a 2, a 2 and a 3, a 4 and a 1, and a 1 and a 4. And I'll let you carry on along all the way up to 12 here. And we're going to have a theoretical probability here. So theoretical probability, well, I know that the total pairs of numbers I can have add to 36. And there's only one way of getting a 2, so that's going to be 1 over 36. For a 3, there's 2 ways of getting a 3, a 2 and a 1, and a 1 and a 2. So this is going to be 2 over 36. And there's 3 ways of getting a 4, and this is going to be 3 over 36. And so when I do my calculations in here, I'm going to do 1 divided by 36 times 100, which is going to be about 3%. And this one here is going to be 2 divided by 36 times 100, which is about 6%. And this is going to be 3 divided by 36 times 100, which is going to be about 8%, and so on and so forth. Now this section here is you actually going to physically roll some dice here. It says roll 2 dice 72 times. I want to cross that out and put 36. Just when you do it 36 times each, so it just adds up. And see if your dice are your actual dice here are loaded or not. See if, and what I mean by loaded is they used to be able to make, or you can make dice that actually cheat, that actually produce a particular number. So we're going to see if my dice here are loaded. And I'm going to roll them here 36 times. The first one I got is a 2 and a 6. I'm going to put a tally here under my 8, because 2 and 6 make 8. Here I've got a 4 and a 1, that's going to be 5. I'm going to put a tally in my 1. Here I've got a 6 and a 4 makes 10. I'm going to put a tally in my 10. Here I've got a 3 and a 5 makes another 8. Here I've got a 6 and a 4 makes another 10. Here I've got a 4 and a 4 makes another 8. Here I've got a 4 and a 3 makes a 7. And you get the idea, you're going to do that 36 times. And then you're going to record the numbers in here. So here I've got 1 5, 1 7, 3 8s, and 2 10s. And I'm going to calculate the experimental probabilities. So the one that goes in here is going to be 3 divided by 36, because I rolled the dice 36 times 100. Okay, and you work out for all your numbers that you get in the row above. Then you guys are going to do a graph. And the graph you're going to do is going to look a bit like this. First of all, I'm going to have the total on my dice, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 12. Ignore the 1 here that I made a mistake in earlier. And for each one, I've got one here is in black. I made a mistake earlier. So I'm going to have the one in black here is going to be for my theoretical probability, and the one in red is going to be for my experimental, the actual dice that I rolled. This one here is for my theoretical, and this one here is my experimental. Okay. And you're going to actually just have 2 separate thin columns. This bit here is actually, this top bit here is actually incorrect. So say I had 8% for my 4s. I'm going to let you guys work it out. And on the side here, I've got percentage probability, goes from 0 all the way up to around about 20, 21%, something like that. Okay, and then you guys are going to calculate these probabilities. And you can also do this on Desmos. So I'm going to show you how to do this on Desmos as well, if you do your graphs. And your graphs here are right there. Oh yeah, I forgot to, there's the dice generator, which I'm going to show you how to use. And to get 2 dice, you're going to click the second 6. So then you know you've got 2 dice. You just keep rolling those if you don't have dice at home. Lots of fun with that. And then there we got Desmos. So for Desmos, we're going to click on here. We're going to click and add a table. And my values of X are going to be my values, total values on the dice. It goes from 2 up to 12. And on my Y values, I'm going to have my probabilities. Let's say 3%, 6%. Let's say I got 8%, and so on and so forth. And you see the dots starting to be created over here. What you can do to get a line going is you can hover over these circle here, click down and hold, and you'll see these lines come up, and you can click the lines that you want in there. And then what you can do is you create one table here for your theoretical table, and then another table here and for your experimental table. And then you're going to have the same things here down the X values. You're going to have the number on the dice, the total on the dice, sorry, not the number, the total across the 2 dice, and then your actual probabilities you found when you rolled them. And then you're going to have 2 line graphs. And then the last question you're going to ask yourselves at the bottom is construct a line. We did that. Is tell me. Last one is, it's not actually on here right now, is tell me underneath this is, was your set of dice a fair dice according to the theory? Okay, folks, hope you get on well with that. Email if you have any problems. Hope you're doing well on this. See you soon. Oh. I'm trying to turn it off now. How do I turn it off? I know how to close this.